face twisted ugly. You can say it's expensive. Can you imagine this little jumper in front of you? Does it take 5 to 7 years? This is a professional lobster fishing boat. He knows the route like the back of his hand. Inseparable father and son soldiers. Trying to use the cheapest aged frozen fish. The dolphins that heard the news accompanied the boat. Get the scraps for free. The fishing boat stopped in the cemetery waters. Throw it all into the sea. Australia has placed many restrictions on lobster fishing. Even shrimp dragons have hard and fast rules. The diameter cannot exceed 70 centimeters. After releasing the shrimp dragon, as soon as the time is up, just come back and collect the cage. Don't overestimate the intelligence of fake animals. Once they're shrimp-like, you get habitats like coral reefs. So if you find a lobster in one place, there could be thousands out there just waiting for you. Waving little claws smell the food. Wake up the sleeping shrimp brother. Dripping black eyes. Torn the delicious food delivered to your door in broad daylight. As a nocturnal animal, the lobster. He lived so many years. I don't blame him for being so cautious. They don't have big pliers that can take out the second fish. Defend against predators with a spiked shell. If it really doesn't work, use your claws to knock on hard objects such as melons and shells. Of course, the safest thing is to sleep during the day. Lobster growth is inevitable. I can only eat some snails at ordinary times. Chronic hunger. 9 index fingers can't resist the temptation of food. A lobster has successfully entered the cage. Shrimp silver surging outside the cage. As the sun approaches the horizon, the crew who slept at home are back. Skillfully put the buoy on board. Soon the first shrimp dragon appeared. Although not to say full of dragons. Sadly not too big. The crew reached in and picked up one. After measuring the length of the shrimp head with a ruler, dozens of dollars in hand, the crew sent it back to sea in tears. In this sea, lobsters have strict catch sizes. Males need more than 11 centimeters to catch. Can't be wrong. Once you grab a bag, to protect yourself, make sure nothing. Overfishing is causing lobsters to get smaller and smaller. In the wild, lobsters grow to the right size. At least 5 or 6 years. Not even a Big Mac. Lobster reproduction is kind of a ceiling. A successful male shrimp. Under normal circumstances, the adult female shrimp in the jurisdiction are his dishes. You punch the seed into the female. The reproductive capacity of female shrimp is not limited to small size. However, it can successfully grow into a shrimp. Plus human overfishing. It's inevitable that the population density will decrease. The real fruits of labor are not much. The fishing lasted a day and a night. The crew's work is also coming to an end. That's what fishermen are like. Although I earn a lot. The shrimp boats that went out to sea sailed back to the harbor. After weighing. Intimate laying a wet towel for the lobster, sunscreen and moisturizing. Send it back to the warehouse where the fresh lobster is stored uniformly. In a seemingly small space, workers pass through the monitoring system. Look at all kinds of data for each sink. Fresh delivered lobster. Then sorted by size by the sorting system. Lobsters of the same size will be divided into. Then by conveyor belt. It's very well equipped. However, they usually only stay for a day or two. Workers work day and night packing. The lobster on the queuing wheel is weighed. Pack in a foam box. Then sit in a special air box. More than 80% of Australia's lobster is sent to China. Wild Australian lobsters are in short supply. However, farming lobster is not as simple as imagined. Matching with human intervention. After the shrimp lays eggs. After 4 weeks of careful care. Like all pseudocrustaceans, their physical and adult images are very different. To become a shrimp, Australian lobsters have a long breeding cycle. So export prices have stayed high. Real lobster farming depends on Southeast Asia. Vietnam next door. This little harbor can create hundreds of millions of exposures every year. They all keep hundreds of lobsters. Zaiqinglong farmed in Vietnam grows very fast. It can rise to more than half a catty in a year. Sink to a depth of more than 10 meters. Every once in a while. Although Zaiqinglong's growth rate is fast. Animals that grow up eating meat. Every few days. Drop a batch of shellfish or frozen fish. The worker first sinks the packed feed onto the cage. And they went down to sea, fully armed. To guard against those who want to get something for nothing. Every pitch is like playing an escape game. Go through several levels to reach the destination. The new type of cage is relatively convenient to place. Mealtime. You can achieve the purpose of feeding. Scatter the shellfish evenly in each corner. Unmoved by visitors. It's bedtime for them now. Once night falls, they will start crawling in groups. They don't have much time left. Harvest time comes. Use a tool to fish up the cage. Then export to various countries at the fastest speed. But the throat is stuck in someone else's hand. Most of the lobster seedlings in Vietnam. The price of Zaiqinglong cannot be beaten down. This crystal clear little shrimp seedling that has just metamorphosed. Shrimp cute without superpowers. This pile of fishing nets like flowers. Lobster breeding season. Drop in lobster habitat. Shrimp seedlings with bad eyes. Get out every few hours. The shrimp pus is taken out of the fishing net. Throw out the shrimp seedlings and collect them. But it's time-consuming and expensive. It is difficult to meet the demand for large-scale farming. See you next time. Alaska Underwater Fighter Cafeteria. As an advanced stand-in for king crab legs. Is there anything tricky in this? A level 10 gale swept up huge waves and rushed towards the fishing boat. It's the norm in the Bering Sea of Alaska. Watch out, watch out. And there were waves. The yellow-clad crew jumped nimbly. Snow and king crab fishing. This sea area every autumn and winter. Participate in relentless action. Set off a 10-meter high wave. The crew is still facing the room while shaking. In this unpredictable environment. This ship is obviously not as lucky as the last one. Want these big guys? You have to give them enough weight. The average Shirin weighs over 150 kilograms. Any scratch. The consequences are either death or injury. The slight ups and downs of his body prove that he is lucky. It hasn't even arrived at its destination yet. For fear of causing secondary damage to other crew members. Can only gently appease. The future is long. Another crew member on board. Baring my teeth and enduring the pain of stitches. After bringing the injured crew ashore, the local fishing time is very short. If you want to eat meat, you must act fast. All of this, the crew on the deck risk their lives. The engine room and the roar of machinery, also non-stop, perform maintenance, may cause the ship to stop working. The hull is moving forward against the strong wind, cause the oil tank to explode. It needs to be replaced immediately. The gas gauge will be fixed soon. And yet he hadn't returned to the harbor for a day, sailing the waters of Alaska in winter. They not only want to be accurate, also ensure the safety of the crew. 12 a.m. The snow crab captain gave the order to rest. Spent the first day out at sea. The wind speed keeps getting stronger. The king crab nest ahead is unusually calm. As an undersea tyrant, I also like group activities. The seabed is like a desert. It's hard to find a second living being. Stepping on countless times the residual shell. And it turned out that his intuition was right. Most of the well-fed king crabs, the unfed, are fiddling with their tentacles. King crab is covered in sensors. The pliers probe into the ground. In addition to that, it can easily sense prey within 400 meters. King crab is expensive. It was once said that there were floods in Europe, under the noses of humans. This is due to its powerful self. Adult king crabs can spread their claws up to 1.5 meters, plus a protective cover with nails hanging on it. So the little octopus, when they see it, they have to turn around and run. It's like eating melon seeds with him. King crabs are omnivores. Buddhist party eats Buddha. Most of the time. If you really can't catch it, take the little brother and sister to add a meal. Overfishing is one of the strange causes. Extreme weather conditions have led to a significant decrease in shellfish. I had to bear the pain and make a choice. This bared wolf fish. At first glance, it's a ruthless character. District. Take a defensive stance. The wolf after a violent output. Take the opportunity to escape. The wound will immediately form a membrane. Just give them some time. It's just that the process is a little wrong. As if they were telling you. King crab is metabolized by name. It's not a real crab. The relationship is closer to the hermit crab. King crabs only have 6 legs visible to the naked eye. Hide behind the butt. He can not only climb horizontally. Every spring. Submarine. Crabs don't need brains to make up for any deep feelings. Wait until the female crab recovers and completes the reproduction task. Make a living for yourself. It is also one of the reasons why king crabs continue to live. The sailors at sea are on tenterhooks. Today is the day to release the dragon to catch snow crabs. One of my favorite foods. There is nothing better than meat delivered to the mouth. The captain is looking forward to today's harvest. Pushed one by one into the sea, waiting for the snow crab to take the bait. When the night is about to fall, crew throws hooks to retrieve buoy. This is the first cage to be harvested this winter. The roller keeps tightening the rope. In the exclamation of the crew, although not full, that's a pretty good haul. Third, thousands of snow crabs were caught in 3 cages. Make the crew laugh like they can't see their teeth. At this speed, After the caught crabs are screened, cold and humid environment inside, and the fishing boats that catch king crabs, with the help of a crane, directly to the workbench. Substandard king crab. Once detected by supervisors, before deciding to come to the sea, the problem of substandard crab body shape. After days of working around the clock, under the wise leadership of the captain, received a return worth $1.80 million. The crew danced with joy. This year is a bumper harvest year. As the deck opens, miraculously, they are still alive. Crew members use net pockets to transfer snow crabs to shore. Here it is, in freezing seawater. Then it was shipped around the world. The rest of the king crabs are not so lucky. Cook in water at 100 degrees Celsius. This is the high-end stand-in for the buffet. Of course, the snow crab legs are also good stand-ins. King crabs are very susceptible to spoilage, and it lasts a long time. The longer the veteran actor of the delicious restaurant keeps it, and then, over time, it smells like uric acid. He's probably better than fresh king crab. Thanks for watching.